Ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about the just concluded elections in Tanzania. And as you know, Samia Suluhu has actually been declared as the winner of the presidential election, which has been concluded. And as you have been seeing, this election, it was Samia versus Zuluhu, meaning that we only had one candidate who was actually running against himself, that is Samia Suluhu. And from the result of the just concluded elections, it is being said that Samia Suluhu actually scooped around 31.9 and 31.9 million votes. That is a big percentage, which is around 97.7, around 98% of the votes. And if you look at those votes very carefully, you can say that this was not election, because this election actually was marred with a lot of violence. Opposition leaders were not actually accepted to compete with Samia Suluhu. And also, it shows how dictatorial Samia Suluhu is. And also it shows that in Tanzania, freedom of expression, democratic rights have actually been violated very much during this time of election. Because you have been seeing what is actually even currently happening in Tanzania. People are demonstrating. And why are people demonstrating if this election was free and fair? Because the young people feels that Samia Suluhu is actually proving to be one of the worst dictator in the East Africa community. How can a president actually make sure that he is the only person who is on the ballot? Because we have been seeing other elections in the past, and we have always known that the Great Republic of Tanzania is very peaceful. And this was actually the first time when we have experienced this kind of violence after the elections. And it is time that the people of Tanzania must realize that what is happening in their country is actually unacceptable, and they must arise and say no to what is happening. Because in East Africa, we want to have vibrant democracy. We want to have competitive elections where people are given the opportunity to choose the individual who is going to take their country forward. Because in a democratic country, you cannot see the kind of violence we are experiencing. In a free and fair election, you cannot actually see what's happening in Tanzania. This is a big proof that Samia Suluhu is actually ruling with an iron fist. Samia Suluhu is just chest thumping. And this is a very bad show to the country of Tanzania, to the East Africa community, and to Africa as a continent. Because why can't we have just a free and fair elections? Because what the citizens of our in the African continent want is to choose their leaders in a free and fair elections. But it seems that this is not going to come in a silver platter. It means that the people must fight so that they can protect their rights, their fundamental freedoms, freedom of expression, freedom of speech. And that is why during these hard times, these trying times in the Republic of Tanzania, we were not given falsified news, because the government of Tanzania couldn't even agree to international medias to have a coverage about what was going on. And if the outside country becomes very clear, it can say this was not an election, this was a mockery of the highest order, because we could not see even how the process of election took place. What we have been seeing is just fights in the streets, is just police throwing tear gas at the citizen. We have seen a lot of smokes, buildings being burned, cars being burned, properties being destroyed. We could not even get to see how people could go and vote. And yet, we are being told that it was having a 97% turnout, that people went and voted, and the turnout was 97, approximately 98. And all those votes, then Samia Zuluhu was able to get 97.7% of the casted votes. Is that an election? Can we say that that is a good kind of election? And as you know, if we look at that percentage, it can tell us a lot about the Republic of Tanzania. That the Republic of Tanzania is not yet democratic enough. Because in a democratic country, you will find that many people actually come up and they always stop at presidency. And these people are always given a chance to exercise their democratic rights. And because in a democratic country, elections are very competitive, because people come out and because the citizen will always want to be the best. And the citizen will actually vote for you the way they know you. Even when you go to a classroom, and then you get that we have one child who is getting 98%, let's say in mathematics. Then you find that the second person is getting around 5%. Then you can say that there is nothing which is happening in that class. There is no teaching. Actually, there is totally nothing happening, because average, it will come to around 0.2. And therefore, Samia Suluhu must actually be told that it is time that Tanzania must come into self-realization to start being a democratic country. But who is going to make that to happen? Is it Samia Suluhu, who has actually shown his true colors? So unless the people of Tanzania come out in large numbers and they say enough is enough, we want to have a progressive constitution. Because without a progressive constitution, we can say that Tanzania is far back. We need that progressive constitution. The constitution which can come par to the constitution probably of the Republic of Kenya. But if we continue the way we are doing things, then I'm very sure we will never be at the same level. We will never be at the same par in East Africa community, and we cannot be able to integrate successfully. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you have to say about the whole situation in Tanzania? Please drop your comments in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to come into this YouTube channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, give a like to this video. And with that, I say thank you. May God bless you all abundantly until we meet in our next political discussion. Goodbye.